Hey guys, it's me, Ambrose, aka Mussolini here. Today I'm gonna be reacting to a video from Leaflit on the third temple rebuilding and the red heifer. I watched this before, and it's interesting to me because as a Christian, I have some opinions about the third temple now. We're gonna get into this video and yeah.
They have to have a perfect red cow? Has to do with the cows! Not really, at this point, it seems like they're both, one of them's gonna happen, right? So, that's the thing. So regardless, right? Yo, you guys wanna go a little deeper on the conspiracy? You guys think this has to do with the fucking cows?
Yeah, the conspiracy. So basically, the conspiracy, this is something that's probably from dispensationalism or Christian Zionism, I don't know. In order for the third temple to be rebuilt, a red heifer has to be found and breed. It has to be perfect one.
Secret, okay? This is a little secret. It's a little conspiracy theory.
The fuck? I've heard many conspiracy theories, so I'm ready for this one. I've watched this before, guys, so I'm just reacting to this, giving my opinion. I've seen so much conspiracy theories that at this point, I don't know what other conspiracy theories could be made.
Apparently, there's some kind of ritual that they have. There's okay guys, I love this shit. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I love, this weird, I don't even I like stuff about aliens and weird conspiracy.
I also love that. I like when it pertains also to religion. That's why I really like. I think I may have an obsession with religion. I do not know. I may be really a really zealous Catholic. I don't know, guys. I'm just, ever since I became religious, the only things I draw is either mythological or mostly religious. And I love drawing, by the way.
Really wrong, because I don't know. I'm not that deep on the lore. The temple, they have to sacrifice a cow that is perfectly red, and it cannot have a single blemish on it. And then so there was a guy apparently in America that was trying to create said cows.
So a guy in America trying to create this cow.
And they were gonna get shipped over there. So yeah, that's the conspiracy. There's some shit going on with they need to burn the cow and then put the ashes on
exactly. That's the opposite basically of the Christian fulfillment of the sacrifice of the altar, because we believe as Christians that Jesus is the final sacrificial lamb. That's why Jesus Christ is titled the Lamb of God, who was slain for the sins of man. He was supposed to be the final sacrificial victim.
For their priests are
this second temple.
Yeah, that's the thing. One big problem is just because you're perfectly red at one point is necessary to stay that way. I think they have to be perfectly red at the time of sacrifice.
They have to be perfectly red? How is that possible? I don't think that's possible to make something perfectly red, to be honest.
Right, so it's they're on a timer, right?
Perfectly
because
red.
The cow can not have any. It has to be perfect. It can't have any blemishes or any issues, any health issues or anything like that. So they're on a timer.
Well, obviously, that's hard as hell to find.
Cow has to be produced, and then needs to be sent there perfectly, without getting injured. There's all sorts of shit behind it, right? There's a whole thing on it, a whole there's a whole conspiracy thing around it. Update 2025.
Red heifer, what the fuck? Wait, Donald Trump is the Jewish Messiah to build the third temple. What is his title? What? The Jewish Messiah. Okay, so this is about the Messiah. So they think that if they can rebuild the temple, then Messiah will come. Am I wrong though? There's evidence, I believe, that Jesus fulfilled the prophecy of the Jewish Messiah come in the flesh. See, it says 2025 Red Heifer prophecy date. This is definitely dispensationalist. This is some evangelical, non-denominational stuff. This was not in the early church. Protestantism, and specifically dispensationalism, which was a doctrine that did not come from Jesus.
The arrival of 5 red heifers in Israel attracted global attention. Well, today, those cows are in ancient Shiloh. CBN's Chris Mitchell explains the significance of this historic event.
Moo.
Here in Shiloh, first time after 2,000 years.
Guys, I'm a Capricorn, and I'm a Capricorn. I was born in December. I searched it up and say on the Chinese calendar that the equivalent to Capricorn would be an ox. I hope I'm a red ox, because I would love to be a perfect candidate for the red heifer.
No, but see, it's real. They have the cow.
Bible says when a person wants to enter the temple, which is called the house of life, he has to go through a process using ashes of the red heifer, meaning that the red heifer is actually the key to the temple.
Okay, but this is the thing though. But that was the Old Testament, right? We Christians don't do that because we live in the New Covenant.
Here says that process is for purification, to cleanse someone from death.
So a person that got in contact with death, either in a funeral or in a hospital, and
so like none of this applies like to Christianity, for instance, right? Because
it doesn't. Like I said, like she's gonna say, the point is that we live in the New Covenant as Christians. The New Covenant fulfills what is the old.
There's a lot of like so. Correct me if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong, but basically, when Jesus died on the cross, that was like basically the ultimate sacrifice, and it basically made it so no other further sacrifices were necessary.
She is actually right here. So, yeah, she is right though. Jesus was slain as our ultimate sacrifice, which is why we don't need to sacrifice animals every Passover, because Jesus already gave his life up on Passover. During the Passover meal, he said, "Eat this. This is my body which I give to you. This you will do in remembrance of me." He picked up the blood. He picked up the wine and said, "This is the chalice of my blood which will be poured out for many, and this is the new covenant for the forgiveness of the sins of man." Jesus was brought before the altar of sacrifice.
Jewish tradition maintains that the red heifer ashes are needed to rebuild the third temple.
Yup. So they want the third temple back, but then they can't do it without the red cow, because.
Well, why would they want the third temple? Because of course they want the third temple so that they can worship God. But here's my take on the third temple. I believe that the concept of the third temple, or this attempt at building the third temple, is actually, I think it's a counterfeit to Jesus. I'm going to be honest with you, because Jesus in his church, that Jesus is the temple, his body, his church is the house of God. We are the house of God. I think the third temple is really just a precursor for what could be the coming of the Antichrist. This is speculation, of course.
Some Christians believe a third temple would pave the way for the end times.
Okay, so they want to. I was right. So they want to build this temple so that they can initiate the end times. So they want to force the end times, which is just insane. I don't remember Jesus saying that in order for the end to come, you have to build a temple. Okay, we shouldn't be forcing. Okay, we should be doing things at God's time. We shouldn't be trying to initiate the end times when it's not appropriate timing or fit. I don't think God wants the rebuilding of this third temple. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think the prophets or the saints or Mother Church wants that, because Mother Church is the temple. This video is from ANR News. Now, I don't know if this is a trustable source, but we are going to we're going to see what we have.
Israeli
temple. Third temple update. The construction begins as Netanyahu finally
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has shown his tremendous support in rebuilding the third temple.
Of course.
Recently, he released a video walking through underground tunnels beneath Al-Aqsa, which some believe are intended to weaken the foundations of the mosque and justify a takeover of the Temple Mount.
Netanyahu has actually privately been funding some of the push through the rabbis around this conversation of building a
through
third
the
temple.
rabbis. Okay, so this is totally political then. This has nothing. Can we admit that this at least will have nothing to do with faith or religion, and it's all based on politics? This is a temple not built on theology. The third temple, so far, seems like my suspicions could be correct. This is more about political or pseudo-messianism something.
Certainly extended. And he said, the Temple Mount is in our hands. Now he said that in that famous statement.
The Temple Mount is in our hands. We are in Jerusalem and we are here to stay.
That was definitely sending a signal that he too is aware of this movement towards the construction of a third temple.
I don't think the third temple should be built. I'm sorry. I don't think it should. I'm against that.
That privately.
We have to know that that Jerusalem is the capital of the state of Israel. If other people want to live here, they're welcome. They could live in Jerusalem, but they have their obligations, what to do, okay? First of all, recognize that things are going to change in the Temple Mount. We're going to have the third temple. Okay, things are going to change.
But there's a problem with that though, is that this isn't the Israel that God knows. I'm sorry. I don't think that modern day Israel is the true Israel. I don't think modern day Jerusalem reflects the old.
To this Temple Institute official, telling when they will start building the temple.
We can make it happen. It's definitely getting closer and closer as more and more Jews are ascending the Temple Mount. More and more Jews are learning about the Holy Temple and understanding its beauty, its potential, what it can do, how its transformational potential, not only for the people of Israel, but for the entire world. And boy,
for the people of Israel, what does the people of Israel mean? The modern day Israeli people, first of all, just because you're born Jewish, that doesn't mean you're chosen by God. According to the new covenant, you must accept Jesus Christ, who is the fulfilled promise of Judaism.
Or do we need it?
They believe this is a time of rebuilding. As part of their preparations, they intend to sacrifice a red heifer on an upcoming Jewish holiday, most likely Tisha B'Av.
I want to know what the patriarchs of the sepulchre of Jerusalem think about this, because I really do want to know what the patriarchs think about this. I want to hear their opinion.
This holiday is traditionally a day of mourning for the destruction of the first and second temples.
Architectural plans for the third temple in Jerusalem are complete and ready for submission to the Jerusalem Planning and Building Committee for approval.
Mr. Trump could promise to use his building skills to build a temple.
Why would he do that? Why would he waste his time building a third temple? No, I don't think Donald Trump should be wasting his time on this, I think, useless project.
In return for being the king of the Jews.
Can you... Here, let me play that again.
To build a temple. In return for being the king of the Jews.
In return for being the king of the Jews. Do you see this do you hear this language, guys? He essentially... I don't know if I'm taking out of context. I don't know. He essentially just said that Trump can build a third temple, and in return Trump can become the king of the Jews. That is blasphemy, guys. Okay, that is blasphemy. It's a complete usurp of Jesus, who is the true king of the Jews. They rejected the Messiah. They rejected the one who is the king of the Jews, come in the flesh. But now they say that they're going to nominate Donald Trump as their new king of the Jews, the Messiah. They're literally, I think they're calling him the Messiah.
And we honor President Trump for what he has done for Jerusalem and for the Jewish people.
Presented to President Donald J. Trump for his extraordinary and heroic effort.
that
Listen, I'm not anti-Trump, guys. I'm a MAGA supporter, but it seems like Trump's not a perfect guy, and Trump is not God, obviously, and we should not be worshiping him or adoring him. It seems like things are kind of being iffy for him.
Initiated a prophetic process, and that when the time was right, it would lead to the building of the third temple.
Listen to this pastor explaining how close we are to the rebuilding of the third temple.
Practice, and they are going to do the ceremony of the red heifer, and that is going to bring in the third temple, and that is going to bring in a lot more end times than people really want to talk about.
End times? What end times? Because you want to force the apocalypse on us so much, because I know why are these people upset. Again, I would say I'm an apocalypse, and I do believe that there will be an apocalypse, but why are we forcing this?
Because we love to think, oh yeah, we got 50 more years. No, I'm telling you. And with Trump being in office, he's accentuating what's happening in a good way, because prophetically, man, he's coming in, taking over, Gaza, the relocation of the Gazans, and now...
No, this is wrong. Theologically, this is wrong, because Christ said, Mr. Pastor, Christ said that we will not know the time of the end. It says this, for neither on the day or the hour none will know when the Son of Man shall come, not even the Son will know. Anyways, guys, that's all for today's video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you want to. I just want to give my opinion on this. I know my commentary is not really that good, or isn't the best, but I would love to improve that. Thanks for everyone who's supporting me, and thanks for everyone who's viewing me. Again, I don't want to... yeah, that's all for today. Bye, guys.